I hear it all the time from cyclists that I coach, especially parents. They say, I just don't have the time to train. And on the surface, that sounds completely reasonable. Life is busy, we're juggling work, family, commitments, and let's be honest, we're trying to stay sane in between. So the natural conclusion is, if I just had a few more hours per week, I'd ride more, I'd get fitter, and I'd hit my goals. But here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need better systems. Because the reality is, if you can't train consistently with the time you already have, more time will only give you more opportunities to waste it. Now, let's be honest here. We're all busy, so that's a given. You've got work, kids, household chores, unexpected events to pop up when you least expect them. The average adult in the UK, according to a 2021 report from the Office of National Statistics, spends more than 2 hours a day of recreational screen time. That's 2 hours. That's not including work emails, Zoom calls, and any other required screen time. 2 hours just gone. Disappeared. Now, I'm not saying that you should give up every bit of leisure time, but it proves something important. Most of us don't have a shortage of time, we have a focus shortage. And as a coach, I've seen it play out over and over again. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I worked with two cyclists. We'll call them Alex and Chris. Both had full-time jobs, both had 2 young kids, both were married, and they both had to commute to work. On paper, their lives were identical. Alex came to me and said, I can't find the time to ride anymore. Maybe when the kids are older. And Chris, he was riding 4 or 5 times a week, training consistently, and his fitness was improving month after month. The difference wasn't genetic, it wasn't motivation, and it wasn't that Chris had more hours in the day. The difference was a system. Chris had his rides scheduled in his calendar every week. He prepped his kit the night before, and he had his meals ready so his post-ride recovery didn't take up any mental energy. Alex, he just fit in his rides whenever he could, which basically meant he rarely happened. This is the thing. Time is elastic. If you suddenly had 2 more hours every day, it would still get eaten up. Your laundry, your Netflix, and random chores. A 2019 Harvard Business School study found that people who unexpectedly found extra free time, for example a cancelled meeting, rarely used them for meeting their important monthly goals. They used them on easy, low-value activities instead. And the takeaway here is, if you don't already have a structure in your training, extra time won't fix it. I'm going to give you my 5-pillar system that I use for busy cyclists to help them ride more consistently, improve their fitness, and still have life outside of training. Pillar 1. Decide in advance. One of the worst habits you can have is deciding on the day whether to ride or not. Here's what happens. You wake up, you check the weather, you check your work calendar, and you see a text from a friend, and now you're thinking about it. An hour later, your riding window is gone. Instead, set your riding days and times on Sunday evenings. Block them into your calendar as non-negotiable appointments. Treat them like an important work meeting. This also allows you to coordinate with your partner or family so that they know when you're training. No last minute surprises. Research backs this up. A 2020 paper in Organizational Behaviour and Human Decision Processes found that people who schedule activities in advance are 32% more likely to follow them through, compared to those who fit it in when they can. If you know Wednesday at 6:30 AM is a 90-minute training ride, you don't ask, do I have time? You just ride. Pillar 2. Remove friction. Every little obstacle between you and the bike is a chance for you to bail. If your tyres are flat, if your bottles are dirty, if you can't find your gloves, you're more likely to say, maybe tomorrow. So the night before, lay out your kit. Pump your tyres, charge your lights and your head unit, prepare your bottles, and when you wake up, your bike is there, ready and waiting. One of my clients went from 1 ride per week to 4 rides per week just by doing this. He didn't get more time, he removed the excuses. There's actually a behavioural psychological principle here called choice architecture. Make the desired behaviour the easiest option, and you'll do it more often. Pillar 3 is automate fueling and recovery. One of the biggest drains on willpower is decision fatigue. A 2016 study from the Journal of Consumer Research shows that when people make too many small decisions in a day, they're more likely to skip important habits like exercise. So, don't leave your ride nutrition or recovery to chance. Have 2 or 3 go-to pre-ride snacks ready. Keep a stash of ride food in one place, a box in the pantry or in a specific drawer. For recovery, you can batch cook meals and just heat them up in a minute. Slow cook recipes are gold for this. When you get back from a ride, you eat, you shower, and you're done. No waste of time, no mental energy drain. Pillar 4 is to use the minimum effective dose. Not every ride has to be epic. In fact, trying to make every ride a big one is the fastest way to burn out. You can build some serious fitness with just 3 to 5 hours per week, if those hours are used wisely. Here's what I recommend for most busy riders. 2 quality sessions, intervals, tempo or sweet spot. These give you the most bang for your buck. 1 longer endurance ride when possible, and an optional recovery spin if time allows. The key is to stop chasing a perfect week and start nailing a repeatable week. Progress comes from stacking good weeks, not from doing one massive training block and then nothing for 2 weeks. I worked with a father of 3 who could only train 6 hours per week. He could focus on 2 hard rides and 1 long ride, and he ended up fitter than when he was riding 12 hours a week, because the work was targeted and it happened every week. Pillar 5 is probably the most important one, and it's to build accountability. Even with all the planning in the world, there will always be days when you just don't want to ride. That's where accountability can save you. If you ride with a friend, join a group, hire a coach, or just post your ride on Strava. One of my rides once told me that the only reason that he didn't skip today was because he knew that I'd see it on Training Peaks. And that's the power of accountability. It turns a maybe into a must. So let's put this all together in a real world example. Imagine that you've got 2 kids, a 9-to-5 job, and weekly family commitments. The fit it in when you can method gets you maybe one ride a week, and sometimes none. But a better system looks like this. On a Sunday evening, you block your rides for the week. Pick your days and you pick your times. Tuesday morning, Thursday evening, Saturday morning. So Monday night we prep our kit for the bike on Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning we roll out without thinking. Ride done before the day even starts. Thursday evening we hit a short but focused interval training after work. Saturday you can get in your long ride while your family sleeps in. By Friday you've already banked 2 key rides, and Saturday is just a bonus. The real transformation here isn't physical at all, it's mostly mental. When you stop blaming time and you start using a system, you realise something. You do have enough time. You just need to make the important stuff more automatic. Cycling stops being stressful extra that you've got to squeeze in. It becomes a normal, predictable, enjoyable part of your week. Like brushing your teeth. Before we wrap up, I just want to give you a little Coach's Corner moment. This is the part where I take off my presenter's hat and I talk to you like I do with the riders that I normally coach. Here's the things I've noticed over the years as a coach. Most riders don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because of the overcomplication of the process. They think that they need a perfect plan and they need the perfect bike and the perfect block of free time. And because life never gives you the perfect window, you end up doing, well, nothing. I had a rider once, and we'll call him Mark, who had a beautiful spreadsheet of planned rides. Every ride had zones, intervals, durations, and you name it. But the problem was, he only would ever start the plan when he had a clear 3 months ahead of him. And guess how often that happened? We stripped his plan down into 3 rides per week, with simple focuses. 1 interval session, 1 endurance ride, and 1 skills or hills day. He started it the very next day. And within 6 weeks, he was riding more than he ever did in years and feeling stronger. Not because of the plan was perfect, but because it was doable. Your system doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be repeatable. The best system is the one that you can run with week after week. Even when life gets busy, even when the weather turns, or even when you had a rough night's sleep because the kids were up all night. One more tip that I can give you here is to build a Plan B ride into your system. Plan A ride might be something like a 90-minute session, but if the morning goes sideways, have a predetermined 30-minute version that you can do without thinking. Why? Because skipping entirely breaks the habit, but doing even a short ride keeps the consistency alive. A 2014 study in the European Journal of Social Psychology found that keeping a habit alive, even in a reduced form, makes it far more likely that you will return to full effort later on. So think as the B ride as a safety net. Finally, Make your system yours. It's tempting to copy someone else's schedule, but if it doesn't fit into your life, you'll abandon it. If you're an early bird, make morning rides your thing. If you're more alive in the evenings, then schedule them then. If you like a mix of indoor and outdoor sessions in the weekend, then that's fine. It's all cycling and it all counts. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't chase that perfect plan. Pick a system that works for your life and start now. So here's your challenge for this week. Number 1, write down your available time slots. Number 2, prep your gear the night before. Number 3, commit to those rides as if they're doctor's appointments. If you do just that, you will see the difference. And if you want help building a cycling system that works for your life, then subscribe for more videos like this. Or if you are ready to take on one-on-one coaching, then get in contact with me by using the links in the description. And remember, you don't need more time. You need a better system.